my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get the pin to go.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Bowl TV. We're here for the round of 12 at the 2021 PWBA Lincoln Open from Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska. My name is Aaron Smith, and we are just wrapping up practice from 65 competitors to start yesterday. We're down to the top 12, 18 games in the books, 6 more to determine our top 4 for today's stepladder finals, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight, right here on Bowl TV. Kelly Kulik continues to lead. She's at plus 489. Gigi Mason plus 442. Clara Guerrero plus 440. And Shannon Pluhowski, your current top 4, at plus 376. But we're going to talk a little bit more about the folks who are looking to join them in the top 4. But before we get to the lanes, let's quickly bring in, since we're getting ready to start up here, let's bring in the Bowl TV crew. We'll start with Mike Flanagan of Inside Bowling. Hello, Mike.
Hello, Aaron. We talked about it. If you bowled 660 every 3 games, you'd be in good shape. That's a 220 average. Currently, right now, 4 players averaging 220. Shannon Pluhowski, Clara Guerrero, Jasmine Mason, and Kelly Kulik. Those are your 4 right now that are inside the number to make the stepladder here tonight. The next cut, we're going from 12 to 4.
Jason Thomas, also in Lincoln, Nevada. I almost said Nebraska.
No, yes. No, Mike is exactly right. 660 was a good score, but those players that are chasing, they're going to need a lot bigger scores than that to get there. I think Shannon O'Keefe and Verity Crawley in 11th and 12th, they can do it, but they're going to need big starts and big blocks to get there here this afternoon.
As we look at the number for 12th place, Verity Crawley was the cut at plus 235. Shannon O'Keefe plus 244. She's won in this house before, back in 2016. And then Dasha Kovalova, last week's champion, plus 262. Diana Z plus 281. Liz Culkin plus 298. Julia Bond plus 309. And then Stephanie and Liz Johnson tied at plus 338. So they are 38 pins back of the number. And we had Pluhowski at 376. So then a bit of a gap. Guerrero at 440, Mason at 442, and Kelly Kulik at plus 489.
Yeah, the last 6 games I want to talk about, and then we'll close the chapter on that. Clara Guerrero out-bowled everyone this morning. She bowled 1383. Second, moving from 25th to 12th, and we talked to her at the end of the last block at 1347. Second on the squad, Verity Crawley. She is in 12th, and as you said, JT has her work cut out for her, but she can get there. Third on the squad was Shannon Pluhowski. She pulled out that urethane ball, had a nice look. She was 131 over. Other players that bowled 1300 or better, which was 100 over. Stephanie Johnson was 4th. Kelly Kulik was 5th. Jasmine Mason was 6th. So we had 6 players bowl at least 100 over out of the 32 players that bowled this morning.
Things off here, we do have our tournament leader, Kelly Kulik, on Verity Crawley on 17 and 18. Gigi Mason, Shannon O'Keefe on 19 through 20. Over on PWBA 3, 21 through 24, Dasha Kovalova and Clara Guerrero, and then Diana Z and Shannon Pluhowski on PWBA 4. Got Liz Culkin, Stephanie Johnson, Liz Johnson, and Julia Bond. And guys, we are so in the process of things. We are running PWBA 1 without any bowling on it.
Oh, yeah.
Bonus coverage, everybody.
I guess we are. I'll go ahead and take care of that. I'm also going to swap out so it says game number 1, guys.
So once again, after this game is, or this set, I should say, these 6 games are concluded. Our top 4 based on 24-game pinfall totals. We'll be moving on to the stepladder final. 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 local time. Right here on bowltv.com.
It's interesting to see how far right the players are starting. You usually see it. Every squad, they play a little tighter. Pattern plays a little flatter. And especially with less bowlers, even more imperative to start to the right. But there are some players that are playing the middle part of the lane. Diana Z in around third arrow. Kelly's in a little deeper. Gigi in a little bit deeper. So multiple angles. Verity in around third arrow. Smashes 10 in the pit.
Well, when we asked her what what needed to happen in these final 6 games for her to make it around the top 4, and she said, "Strike a bunch." So we're going to see that as well. We're going to see players be a little bit more aggressive, especially for those who need to make up some pins. We looked at that and circled that plus 376 number for Shannon Pluhowski, currently in 4th place, going down the leaderboard all the way into 9th place within 100 pins with 6 to go. Diana at plus 281, right around 95 or so back. So Liz Culkin, Julia Bond, Liz Johnson, Stephanie Johnson, all in position to have to put together some strong scores here to make a run.
Yeah, and those top 3 have really stretched out the number. So, I mean, at this point, it's almost looking like these players that are 4 through 12 are really bowling for one spot.
Folks, we have every pair in play available to you right now, and if you're looking for stats and more, PWBA.com is where we're getting the majority of our information from. But if you're in the chat right now, you can see the chat. You can see right above where it says PWBA chat, you see 3 tabs. The middle one will take you to the page we are using. We have the oil pattern information, 46 feet in length. We have roster, pairings, scores from each round, live scoring available this week as well. So this final round is going to go quick. Just 2 players on a pair, 12 players left in the field. But that's where we are grabbing our information as well. A few questions in the chat. Yes, we will have another giveaway this squad and a couple to look forward to in the stepladder finals later tonight. To Larry L., glad you are enjoying the bowling and the commentary. Every once in a while, we try our best. James asking how many ladies in the top 12 that went to Nebraska. So the current number, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is the number. Liz Culkin, Julia Bond, Shannon Pluhowski, and Jasmine Mason.
And I can confirm that. I second that.
So the chances of us moving this party over to the stadium and doing they're pretty low.
Very low, yeah. I was looking forward to staying an extra day and all, but Chris is also asking about why aren't they bowling match play style where they bowl 2 and then sit and then 2 and then sit. And JT, was there any reason in particular for that? Isn't it just pair, left and right, go?
Yes, correct. It's just like qualifying. So they can bowl when they're ready.
I got to tell you, I'm still got a little tickle in my stomach right now over the fact that we were live streaming 2 pairs that weren't in play.
Well,
I
the good
love it.
news is there wasn't a pair that was in play that we weren't streaming.
I know. It's this becomes a routine, everybody. When you first go into a center, you're kind of getting to know everything, and then you get in a routine and you love it because you're like, oh, okay, it's just like 9 to 5, right?
Our coverage is so good, we even stream the pairs that aren't even bowling.
Well, I know. I even tightened up the shots a little bit down there because I thought they were awful little.
Well, Shannon O'Keefe going against the grain here, playing way outside, trying to do a Shannon Plahowski. This would be a time to make an aggressive change like this.
Especially being an 11th, 132 pins outside of the top 4. Let's just say you and I are Verity Crawley for a minute, and we're 141 pins behind Shannon Plahowski, who's in 4th. We have 6 games to get there, so if you do the math, that's 24 a game roughly. How do we get there?
It's just like she said, man. Just strike a lot. There's no tomorrow, so you just got to go and be aggressive and strike a lot. If it doesn't work, on to the next week. It's the old Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. Right? You got it. So she's willing to finish 12th if she can't make the show. Well, just quickly looking up and down the bowling center, we did see some lower scores the first game of our last session, and kind of seeing the same thing here in the round of 12. Other than Plahowski, who still has a possible 267, there aren't many big games being posted. And I would have to say that that's good news for the leaders.
Yeah, with the lead that they built up, 70 pins ish. Absolutely. Let's switch over here. Let's go over to lanes 21 through 24. Diana's also got a nice game going here too. Kind of snuck up on us.
Yeah, and Kovalova as well. She can shoot 257.
I saw you had a little bit of time to catch up with Verity and Diana over the lunch break.
Yeah, that was nice. They told me the full story of the hotel room debacle, which was maddening. I've had a few of my own, being a veteran traveler myself, of getting locked out of a room and having to walk back to a bowling alley in the snow, and some interesting experiences. But we talked about that, but also talked about, Diana just kind of trying to bounce back from, the 2019 season she had, and then, having, an extended layoff with COVID, and now trying to get back to the Diana that we're used to seeing out on tour. She said she was, after this block this morning, was feeling a lot better. She's getting close, she says. So let's see if she can finish off this game, get off to a big start here in the round of 12. Ooh, good shot. Good shot there.
Yeah, Diana opened up in her first 6 games of qualifying was 65 over, and then last night went 155 over, and this morning was 61 over. So it was this time yesterday, a little bit later, I would say, but at least in her second games when she caught fire, 155 over. And quite honestly, looking at this start, even though she just left the 10 pin, she's well on her way here through game number 1 of being about 150 over. So it's very early, but she's off to a good start.
Liz Culkin finished with 181. Stephanie Johnson can shoot 246 with 1 strike on her fill ball. And she gets it. Liz Johnson can shoot 215 if she throws 2 more strikes in the 10th, and Julia Bond can shoot 212 with 2 more strikes in the 10th.
Stephanie Johnson was 129 over on the last 6-game block. The block before that, she was 176 over, and she had an opening round block of just 33 over. So she figured something out in the second block, and she's been able to continue it over till today. And now, starting off here in the 4th round, 240, that's a great start.
Bowling fan in the chat asking if Daria is allowed to watch inside the bowling center. That's a no. In fact, Diana said she was probably sleeping. She's dealing with quite a bit of jet lag and trying to get her bearings, which may have been the reason we saw her a little out of sorts yesterday. So Dasha with a spare here will be in the 230s. So a nice start to the block for her. Diana with a spare will be in the 220s. So considering the scoring pace here early on, that's a good start.
Dasha's 114 pins outside of the top 4 coming into this round. She's looking to take the lead in championship round appearances. Currently, right now, her and Erin McCarthy both have 3 championship round appearances this year on the young PWBA season. Don't forget, we've got 20 titles up for grabs this year in 2021. Title number 5 up for grabs here in Lincoln. Next week, we're on to Cleveland and out to Reno for the USBC Queens, the first major of the year. 225 for Diana, 223 for Shannon Polhowski, the final tally. Now Clara Guerrero has bowled her lowest game in quite a while here. 189 to start. It's going to separate Clara and Shannon Polhowski by just about 25 pins. Make that a little bit closer between third and fourth. Top three were quite a bit elevated over the rest of the field, but getting closer now between third and fourth. Kelly Kulik off to a slow start as well. Bowls 181. And Verity Crawley also off to a slow start on the same pair from just bowl 169, and that is her score. 169 for Verity. Certainly not the start she was looking for, and Kelly with 181. Players will switch around now as we get into game number 2. Glad you're with us here on Bowl TV. Just a reminder here, tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, Stepladder Finals, top 4 here right on Bowl TV. You're not going to want to miss it. Make sure you tell your friends and family. Make sure you head out on social media. Let people know you're watching PWBA bowling here this afternoon. Looks like if we stay here, we're going to have Stephanie Johnson, Liz Culkin, Liz Johnson, and Julia Bond. If you want to follow your other favorite players on PWBA channel number 4 on lanes 25 and 6, you'll have Kelly Kulik and Verity Crawley. On 27 and 28, you'll have Jasmine Mason and Shannon O'Keefe. And if you want to watch PWBA number 2, you'll be able to get a look at Shannon Polhowski, Diana Z, Stephanie Johnson, and Liz Culkin. Actually, I take that back. Those two are right over here that I just called out. So how about it, Clara Guerrero and Dasha Kovalova over there on PWBA 2.
Good.
22 minutes it took to bowl that game. Looks like Liz Culkin's going to get things started out for us here as we open up game number 2. And Julia Bond crosses over first strike on 24 and flexes. Here's Stephanie Johnson. She's crossing over for a 6-pin. What's going on here? We got a washout, we got a Brooklyn strike, and we got a crossover 6-pin. All right, there's Liz Johnson. She says, I can throw a strike for you, Mike. I can put it right in the 1-3 here for you. Little can opener. Got my score dash arrived. John was my driver. Kelly Kulik, 181 the first game, is plus 470. Jasmine Mason bowled 198 the first game. She's plus 440 in second. 189 for Clara Guerrero, plus 429. So just as we talk about these three leaders separating themselves, none of the three of them could bowl 200. game number 1. Shanna Polhowski did, though. She bowled 223, and she's in 4th. She's a plus 399, so she's 30 pins back of Clara Guerrero. Clara Guerrero is just 11 back of Jasmine Mason. And Jasmine, Gigi, she's just 30 back of Kelly Kulik. So this is tightening up here at the top. Now let's talk about whether or not the folks chasing the 4 leaders are close. And Stephanie Johnson is. She's just 15 pins behind after opening up with 246. Liz Johnson a little bit further back. She's 41 pins behind Stephanie Johnson. So Liz Johnson needs a big game in here in the next couple of games to be able to get up in there and have contention to make it into the top 4. She bowled 205 for her opening game. Julia Bond right here also. She bowled 211. She finds herself in 7th at plus 320, 79 off the show. Diana Z bowled 225 to start. She's 93 off the show in 8th. Tasha Kovalova, who opened up with 236, is plus 298. She's 101 pins off the show currently. Liz Culkin finds herself in 10th. Shannon O'Keefe in 11th. And Verity Crawley rounding out your 12 players here that we're watching. 6 of the 12 players bowled sub 200. It's only 50% of the games. With the best of the best coming out here, bowled over 200 this game. Something interesting to watch as we move along. JT made a good point just a little while ago on the last squad. First game was a slow starter for most of the ladies. We're seeing it again here on the Fresh. As I mentioned, Liz Johnson, 56 pins outside of 4th position. Got her here right in front of the stream. Trips out a lot of stuff on the left. Keeping her right around the 1-3. See if Liz can bolster up a game here to climb closer to that cut line. Again, cutting to the top 4. We started with 65 players. We made a cut last night down to 32. All 32 cashed in the event. So almost a 50% cash ratio out here on the PWBA Tour. Then we made a cut from 32 down to 12, and now we're in the round of 12.
Well, Stephanie Johnson trying to avoid back-to-back open frames here after a big start in game number 1. See if she can spare the 210. Oh, out of the back. take that break.
Yeah, how about it? It's more fun to pick it that way anyway.
Liz Culkin gonna need to get on the horse here. She was our leader after the first 6 games yesterday, and has been kind of backing up all day today. Needs a big start here, and gets the 4-bagger there. So this is exactly what she needs. A big game right here.
She's 120 off the show thus far. Anybody pops a big game here, JT, it's going to get our attention because mathematically they can still get there. And a 270, a 280, something like that, no matter where you're at in the standings.
Those are huge games right now. And we did see some higher scores, in game 2 in our last block. And we're possibly seeing some high scores here this game. We've got Liz Johnson with possible 279 and Liz Culkin with possible 290. But, those are players that are currently on the outside of the cut. So they're going to tighten this field up quite a bit with some big games. And there's a 5-bagger for Culkin.
Julia Bond. Oh, that 8 almost stood. Winner of the Hall of Fame Classic. She's already got a title this year. Veronica says her top 4 that she predicts here in Lincoln: Jasmine Mason, Kelly Kulik, Stephanie Johnson, and Dasha Kovalova.
Wow.
Liz Culkin continuing to string them. I just noticed this also, JT, as we saw Liz Johnson leave a week 10. There's Julia Bond also leaving a week 10. Oh, a pin did hit it, but it's not going to fall. It doesn't look like. No pin setter got it. Julia and Liz, they have similar games. I've heard some people compare Julia Bond to Liz Johnson as far as potential career paths when it's all said and done, which is a huge compliment to Julia Bond. They're paired up together here.
Funny little exchange in the chat. John Willock asking, why is it called a ham bone? Chris Pulliam replying, Rob Stone is responsible. Gabriel Schutt, that's not an explanation. I would argue that it is. And I'll tell you the story behind it. So Rob Stone became the PBA's announcer a few years back on ESPN. And his first telecast, he wanted to make an impression. And somebody threw 4 strikes in a row. And he said, I'm gonna call this a ham bone. That's gonna be the new thing. And if you guys don't like it, too bad. It's gonna be a ham bone. And obviously frosted a lot of purist bowlers. And here we are 10 years later, and we're calling it a ham bone. So who got the last laugh on that one?
Yeah, and the ham bone, a playoff of the triple, otherwise known as a turkey.
And I don't know if Randy really still does this anymore, but he used to feign that he was offended by it on the show, by like when Rob Stone would call out Hambone at the US Open, Randy would say, "How dare you, Rob? This is a major. It's a 4-bagger." Which made it even better.
Oh, yeah. And then Pete grabbed a hold of it at the height of Pete Weber stardom. He says, "You can take your ham bone, Rob Stone." So Pete was the voice of the purists, and a lot of people really didn't realize that. The purists out there that hated the ham bone, Pete Weber was your guy, right on national television, letting Rob Stone know what he thought of it.
Yeah, Chris Moxley also mentioning that Rob Stone also called 5 in a row Yahtzee, and that does make perfect sense, as Chris Pullingham mentions, because in the game Yahtzee, if you get 5 of the same thing, it's a Yahtzee. He also created another term which we don't hear as much, but when somebody gets 10 in a row, he calls it a Bo Derek. You have to be a little older to know what that refers to, but there was a movie back in the 80s called 10, and Bo Derek starred in that movie. But Hambone is going to be on Rob Stone's gravestone for sure.
And whether you like it or you don't like it, the take I'll give you is we're talking about it, and I enjoy controversy and drama. That's why I watch a lot of reality shows. So when there is controversy and drama in bowling or with anything else, it adds to viewership, excitement, and a reason to talk about it over the water cooler. The last thing you want is a bunch of people going to work on Monday and not talking about what happened on television in professional bowling. So I like it all overall. Some of the things I don't particularly care for, some of the terms and stuff personally, but it's great to be able to have a debate and talk about it. And I appreciate the people in our sport that do those sorts of things under the legal sense. Nothing on the illegal side, but anything that's legal, I'm on board with it. Just like Tom Doherty and Rob Stone have this hate relationship. Shannon Pulowski had 79 in the 6th. Has put together a triple. She can still bail out 199.
I'd prefer if you called it a turkey.
Triple. You guys watch the movie Mean Girls?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so there's a scene in Mean Girls where one of the Mean Girls, not the apex predator Mean Girl, but one of the sub Mean Girls, she keeps trying to use this term fetch to describe something that's cool or awesome, and the apex predator Mean Girl says, "Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never going to happen." So stop trying to make triple happen, Mike. It's never going to happen. It's a turkey.
I'm not trying to do anything here, guys. I'm just calling it like if I was bowling this event and I was going back to talk to my ball rep and he said, "How come what's going on with your ball reaction?" And if I was recalling my last game and I happen to have 3 strikes in a row, I'd say, "Well, I had a triple in the middle of the game and I wasn't able to get much of anything else going, so I bowled 207. I had the one open on the baby split that I can never pick up." You know, just what I call it, guys.
Well, guys, if you want to know what's fetch and what will potentially grab you a couple triples out there on the lanes is Brunswick. Brunswick has been a proven industry leader for more than 100 years. And for more information, check out www.brunswickbowling.com, a proud sponsor here on the PWBA Tour. Get you a couple triples with a Brunswick bowling ball.
Yeah, Brunswick family of brands, now 7 brands. You got Chuck Gardner out here along with Eric Kraus repping this week. Thanks to the commitment from Brunswick to the PWBA Tour. Certainly is appreciated. So Liz Johnson, 225, 211 for Julia Bond. I might have been 2 seconds early on that Julia Bond call, but Stephanie Johnson, 190. Liz Culkin, 224.
I wonder what Jim Stefanich thinks of all this. Oh.
175 for Verity Crawley. So Verity bowls 169, 175 to start this round. 208 for Kelly Kulik. She is now 11 under for these 2 games. Finishing up over here, 17 through 20. Shannon Plahowski maybe a little fast on that one. Bowl 188. Diana, 193 already in the clubhouse. Dasha, best she can do is bowl 200, and the best Clara can bowl is 160, or she bowls 168. What's going on with the scores here?
Wow.
220 suddenly is like 280.
Well, the leaders are making this a race.
168, 199, 188, 199. Again, this is the 5th time that the oil pattern has been put down on the lanes. Chuck, what's going on here with the scores?
They're hard.
They just all of a sudden just got brutal.
They're really hard. The hump is a little bit more defined, so if you get it going right, it doesn't want to come off of it. And you got to be so far left because they're so flat in the middle now. You got to be so far left to just get it to get through there. So they're tough.
Yeah, Chuck just said they're really tough. Says the defined bump down lane, like it's to the right, it just doesn't want to hook, and then they're so flat in the middle that you got to be perfect with it in the middle of the lane. So they're just really hard right now. Which tells me if Shannon Plahowski can get to the pocket from the extreme outside part of the lane with urethane, she might be my pick right now to climb up the board here. Everybody's kind of scrambling here. All right. You know what was funny is I guess my score dash got intercepted by a new driver, a new delivery person, which was Chuck Gardner. So here are your standings here. Kelly Kulik leads at plus 478. Gigi Mason in second at plus 447. Clara Guerrero is third at plus 397. Shannon Plahowski in fourth at plus 387. Now only 13 pins behind is Stephanie Johnson at plus 374. Liz Johnson is only 6 pins behind Stephanie Johnson. And Julia Bond now is at plus 331. So she's moving up a little bit too. Liz Culkin plus 303 in 8th. 9th is Diana Z at plus 299. Dasha in 10th at plus 297. Shannon O'Keefe in 11th at plus 266. And Verity not off to a very good start, hanging out in 12th place. That's after 20, guys. 4 to go. $23 and $24, the championship pair, JT.
That is correct.
Clara Guerrero, after I bragged about her the last squad. 189, 168 to start. Two athletes here in the field have bowled consecutive 200 games on this squad. They are Liz Johnson and Julia Bond, and they just so happen to be bowling together. Liz bowled 205 and 225. Julia Bond 211, 211. So she's going for the patch, guys. She's going for the 211 triplicate patch here.
Yeah.
Which is much more beneficial to her score than the 000 you were talking about yesterday. So
it is. It is. I don't think you could get a 0 triplicate and you would be issued the patch. That's what I'm trying to get from rules. There's got to be a minimum score that you have to bowl for a triplicate patch. I'll pose the question to both of you really quick. If you bowled 266, 266, and you had a fill ball left, would you go for the 800 or would you go for the triplicate?
800.
800.
I'd go for the triplicate just because it's much more difficult to do than just bowl 800.
Well, I guess it depends, Mike. If are we bowling more games or is it just league? Is it like the first 3 games of a 6-game block?
Yeah, first 3 games of a 6-game block. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm probably throwing a different ball just to get a read for the next move.
Anytime I can get an award, it gives me reason to want to achieve it. Because I like to keep all those things. I actually had to build onto the back of my house for all the patches and awards that I've won over the years.
I crossed behind a guy at a regional who missed on the fill ball back-to-back games of 300 games so he could get a read on the next pair or on the next ball change. He went 299, 299.
Wow, that's pretty wild. Was it Jim Stefanich?
No, it was not.
Mike, I'm not going to lie. All I see is a business opportunity here for you with your other your other projects that you work in the bowling industry. I can see this shirt coming out from Inside Bowling very soon with every single patch already built into a T-shirt.
I was just thinking, man, I'd love to get a shirt, a Lamode shirt with a bunch of Yaba patches on it.
True story. Here in the youth department at the International Bowling Campus, if you walk into the youth development area, they actually have on the wall all of the YABA patches from over the years and like AJBC and all that. It's all right here in Texas.
I'm gonna tell you, when you're a youth bowler and you get that 800 patch, you get that Big Four conversion patch, you get that Greek Church patch. Those are nice. You get the round 300 patch. Those are pretty something. You know what? I might actually build a shirt like this and wear it in the booth in the near future.
I've already got one, sir.
This is true. I've seen it.
I'll bring it to the next stop.
I think I'll do like a long sleeve shirt and put all my 600 and 550 patches on one side. Yes, Aaron.
I've seen JT's patch shirt, and it is prime wearing material for a stroll down Virginia Street when we're all together at Queens.
Oh, I bet it would be. Might even show up in my Yaba 800 jacket, my jean jacket, two-tone. Young American Bowling Alliance we were. Well, I guess I got to set the over-under on Julia Bond in this game at 211.
That is how all this started.
Julia's fault. She had to come out and bowl 2 stunning games of 211, which actually, I'm not exaggerating. Those are stunning games. There's only 2 people in the field that have bowled 200 both games, which you wouldn't have guessed that coming in. JT, I'm not seeing very good scores from your wing of this hospital.
Well, Diana's got a nice game going. She's got the front 4 with the spare in the 5th. Culkin has a somewhat decent game going. She can shoot 259 if she goes off the sheet from the 5th frame. But, for some of these players, Shannon O'Keefe in particular, it's go time right now. She's 121 pins back, and if she can't put together a couple of big ones, she's going to be out of wood. Kelly trying to turn it around, and she's found the line. Strike open 4-bagger.
No way.
Rebecca says here she loved the I Beat My Coach days. Such fun memories. I actually would like to see sometime, and I know we don't ever have time for this sort of stuff, but I would love to see the ball reps take on the ladies at some event, and then the ladies could get a I beat my ball rep patch.
I think there'd be a lot of those patches being given out.
So if we had to do a 5-on-5 match here, you got Matt McNeil, Jim Callahan, Nathan Bohr, Eric Kraus, and Chuck Gardner. Those are the five bowlers. I think you got to put Callahan in the 2 hole. And I think you got to put Bohr and McNeil 4th and 5th. You probably put Chuck leading off, and then you put Eric in the 3 hole. Oh, Sean Ryan's here too. I forgot about Sean Ryan. Callahan had probably coached the team. He'd say, "I'm not bowling. I'm just Jim." Final lineup for that team would be Chuck Gardner, Eric Kraus, Sean Ryan, Matt McNeil, Nathan Bohr.
I think you nailed it. Well, Verity finally figured something out, but probably a little too late for her. Never know. Diana Z has a nice game going. We'll switch over to her after the shot from Julia Bond. Good shot here from Verity.
.211 in play. We'll need some help with the count, though. A little bit slower start for Shannon Pluhowski. 90 through 6. Strike in the 7th. She had the late string of strikes to get to 188 last game.
Yeah, this game can get a little tiring when you're having to throw a 6-bagger for 190 every game.
Stephanie Johnson was 13 pins back, but max for her 206. Culkin can get to 239 here after 224 last game. Some struggles again for Clara this game. Just 1 strike, 1 open. On a 180 pace.
Culkin trying to bounce back. She can shoot 239 this game. That'd be big for her. She's currently plus 303. Sorry, that's not right. That's right. Plus 303.
JT, you made mention that Shannon O'Keefe made a giant move right. She was playing up the boards. You noticed that right away.
Yeah.
And from what we're seeing with the scores, they're not the same. They're tougher. They're flatter in the middle. The outsides, there's more hang. Shannon made that big move to the right. I know I've been harping on these players that have both bowled 200 games, but Shannon O'Keefe bowled 197, 225.
Yeah, I think her issue was she wasn't able to carry from in, and so she probably felt, hey, if I can hit the pocket enough from out, maybe my carry will be better, and I'll be able to shoot some big scores because she knows she needs to do something drastic here to have a chance, and it looks like her carry is just as bad from out as it was from in. Not having too much trouble hitting the pocket. She just can't carry.
Right. But she's still got a chance at 228 here. I mean, now, it's 650-ish to start.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but she needs 700, 750.
Yeah, the hole that she's in, yeah. She's probably going to be top 3 or 4 through 3 games of the squad.
$195 for Stephanie. She's going to gain ground on Shannon Pluhowski. Regardless here, Max for the lone left-hander. 189 with 3 strikes in the 10th. 218 for Culkin. She'll get to plus 321.
Julia Bond finished with 207. Missed the triplicate by 4 pins. 193 for Liz Johnson.
Good news for Julia is with the even just 2-0 there, getting a little bit closer. Gaining ground on the 3 players ahead of her, at least, potentially 4.
Yeah, we're going to get to see her undefeated record be put on the line later today.
Let's go. Multiple formats for that as well. That's the we mentioned the regionals, we mentioned the national. That was also at the regional showdown we had in 2019 with the single game, then 2-game total pinfall match.
Yeah, and Aaron's referring to, he dropped a stat on our last round that Julia Bond in PWBA competition is 11-0 in stepladder finals.
Pretty impressive.
Four of those wins coming at the Hall of Fame Classic. Ran the ladder there to collect her first national title. She's going to gain nearly 30 pins here on Pluhowski. O'Keefe 206. Gigi Mason 181. Clara can still save a 204 this game if she's able to throw all 3 in the 10th. And rings the 10. 207 for Julia, and she's going to gain on the 4 competitors ahead of her.
Pretty incredible, Aaron. We thought, you're going to need 240, 250 a game. Now it's like 220, 230 a game is equivalent. I mean, like 180 seems to be kind of the average score around here.
So Pluhowski drops to, let's see if she made that. That was 179. So that'd be plus 368. Stephanie Johnson was 195, I believe. So that's plus 369. Liz Johnson, 361. Julia Bond, 338. Claire's going to go from 397 to... $380 here. Just 3 more to go, folks. PWBA Lincoln Open.
All right, guys, let's each pick a bowler here. Who do we think's gonna have the highest game in the bowling center?
Game 4, highest score in the bowling center.
Yeah.
How about we think about that and use Score Dash?
I will Score Dash. Kelly Kulik, 47-11, which translates to is that 511? Sure is.
511. Yep.
GG Mason, 428. Clara Guerrero, 380. Stephanie Johnson, 369. Shannon Plahowski, 366. Liz Johnson, 361. Julia Bond, 338. Diana, 325. Liz Culkin, 321. Dasha, 277. Shannon O'Keefe, 272. Verity, 212. Those are your plus minuses. 1st through 12th, there's your rundown. I'm going to go Liz Johnson high game this game.
You'd say Stephanie was at plus 369?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Boy, it's got a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be.
Me too. Me too.
There's still 3 games left.
Kelly's got 83 on Gigi, and then Gigi's got 48 on Clara. But from 3rd, which is Clara, back to 6th, which is Liz. 19 pins separate.
I'm going to go with Diana Zavialova for a high game this game.
Okay.
I will also play JT's game of seeing someone who's a little bit farther back roll a big game and make it even more crazy. Liz Culkin.
Who do you guys like in the chat? Who do you guys like in the chat? Who's going to bowl the highest game this game?
As everybody discusses that in the chat, remember, everybody, that everything our friends do at RotoGrip is done to put you in a position to dominate. They make equipment that makes you your best, because that's not your name up there next to your scores. It's your reputation. Visit rotogrip.com to view their complete line of high-performance bowling balls. RotoGrip, proud sponsor of the PWBA Tour.
Yep, Roto Grip, great brand. Part of the Storm family of brands. Chris Schlimmer, I believe, is still the brand manager for Roto Grip. Matter of fact, I just saw Schlim out repping on the PBA 50 tour. Pete Weber got a win, and Schlim is out there repping him again. Kind of like old times. Congratulations to Pete and to Schlim on another ball rep win. Nice shot by Julia there. 210s are almost automatic out here, picking them up.
A lot of votes coming in across the Bowl TV chat. We got Verity, Dasha, Julia, Gigi, Liz Culkin, Dasha. Another Liz Culkin. Verity. I agree, James. I saw that hit from Kelly Kulik in frame one. Dasha, Kelly, Liz, Kelly, Gigi. DZ or Liz. Verity, Julia, Verity, Kelly, Gigi, Kelly, Gigi, Julia, Dasha, couple Dashas. Gigi, Kelly, Dasha, Verity, Dasha. Giselle Pass, unfortunately, did not make the cut. Liz J, Dasha, Shannon Pluhowski, Kelly, Gigi, Dasha, Kelly. Those are unofficial tallies.
Maybe one of these days we'll do a segment where we read everything from the chat for 5 minutes straight.
But you have to do it in a dramatic reading style.
And shortly after, we talked about Jim Stefanich.
Stefanich.
Shafaniich. Brent Prentice in the chat. Hello, Brent. Good seeing you last week. Thanks for your hospitality up in Egan.
I'm curious moving forward how long Jim is going to be trending in our Bowl TV chat for the foreseeable future.
Hopefully forever.
Well, we got to root for our horses here. Come on, Liz. Frozen rope. Boom.
The can opener, safe at home plate.
We got a great top 12 here. We really do. So much talent here.
Diana Z, nice start this game, 4 out of 5, as has Shannon Pluhowski, both on 17 and 18.
Really nice shot by Verity. She liked it. LJ looking for a double. Little elbow pump there.
She made the show last time we were here in Lincoln in 2019. She was actually the only player from that stepladder final to qualify for the top 32.
Kelly pures it.
O'Keefe has tossed a couple strikes after a split in the second. Diana still striking.
James, we are going to be giving away some bowling balls here tonight, so you want to make sure you stick around for the stepladder final later on tonight. We'll be giving away lots of goodies.
That's right. Tell your friends. Share it on social media. 210. There you go, Mike. Mark it down.
Yeah, it's automatic.
So if I would have told you guys that after 3 games in the final block here on this 46-foot pattern that the high 3-game total would be 644, would you have believed me?
No.
No.
And who
Diana
was-
C.
Okay.
644. Followed by Stephanie Johnson, 631. Julia Bond, 629. Shannon O'Keefe, 628. A couple 623s for Liz Johnson and Liz Culkin. Kelly Kulik, 622.
Gonna move down here. Diana has a really nice game going here. Nice call, JT.
Oh, come on. Get out of there, 7-pin.
Here's Liz Culkin, Aaron Smith's pick.
Oh, and that carries? Really? Gosh. man.
Aaron Smith is actually raising his arms. I had to bring him on camera.
He's calling me out.
Well, at the moment, Liz is going to need to get a couple more hits just like that if I want to take this home. But got to get the Lincoln love taps in there every once in a while.
The Lincoln left.
The Nebraska connection. 238 max score for Diana. 243 still out there for Shannon Pluhowski. Nice bounce back after the split in frame 6.
Yeah, I think she's back in urethane. She tried resin for a game. Oh, there's Culkin now. So let's go back over here, check in on Liz. We got our own competition to worry about here. All right, Liz. All right. Diana's going to be up now over here on 17. First shot in the 10th. Oh, yeah. So big gains from Polhowski and Diana. And Shannon didn't like it, but was high flush. Oh, Liz will take that.
We haven't looked down at the high end too much, but Clara Guerrero putting together a nice game. So it's 244 out there.
Yeah, and the three geniuses didn't pick the lady who's leading by 82 pins to shoot the high game of the game, and she's going to shoot 250.
Yeah, what fun is that?
That was the easy choice. Come on.
Diana with 228 on the board. Shannon Polhowski can finish out here with 243. $241.
Well, guys, Kelly Kulik's going to be your tournament leader.
And you're not just talking about this game.
No, I think she's virtually locked it up.
If that is the case, she will be back-to-back championship round appearances here.
She will, and boy, I'm obviously we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but I'm really curious to see what her reaction will be if she's able to win.
I think that is something I thought about that yesterday too. We talked to her for a little bit, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but that would have been a question.
I'll tell you, she is absolutely on a mission. It's been hard to kind of tell where her head has been the last couple of years, but she is all business right now.
Had the win in Fountain Valley in 2017. Back-to-back runner-up finishes at the Players' Championship and the Tour Championship to end 2018. A rough 2019. 2 for 2 in championship appearances, though. All but locked up and improving upon her third-place finish.
Mike, I think you're going to take this one, buddy. 243 for Liz.
Yeah, Liz Johnson, 243. Don't sleep on Elizabeth right now either.
Well,
said she wanted to get title 25 before her birthday, and her birthday Sunday. Tomorrow.
That would be an interesting title match. Kelly and Liz.
That'd be a good one.
That was one of the all-time great title matches we've ever had a couple years back in the Players' Championship. Liz got the better of that one with a clutch strike in the 10th.
Stephanie Johnson was fourth. She shot 196, so she's going to drop to plus 365. Pluhowski and Liz Johnson are going to surpass her. What did we say Diana got to? She was in the 230s?
I think it was 224.
224. So she's going to get to right around plus 350. Claire's going to maintain her spot. But not by much. So 3, 4, and 5 is going to be extremely close.
Just have my score dash delivered. Kelly Kulik is now 568 over. Gigi is 436 over. Claire Guerrero is 412 over. Shannon Blahowski is 407 over in fourth. Liz Johnson is 404 over in fifth. In sixth, 365 over is Stephanie Johnson. 353 over in seventh is Diana. Julia in eighth is plus 329. Culkin in ninth is plus 320. And then Shannon O'Keefe, Dasha, and Verity round out your 12. .24 pins separate second and third, which is Gigi and Clara. 5 pins separate third and fourth, which is Clara and Shannon Plahowski. 3 pins separate fourth and fifth, which is Shannon Plahowski and Liz Johnson. Let's actually move next door. Let's get a chance to look at Gigi and Shannon. And Verity and Kelly, your tournament leader, who is running away with it. 132 pin lead right now for Kelly Kulik.
Here for the PWBA Lincoln Open, we've been able to thank a lot of our great industry partners, one of them being Storm. Storm Bowling is the leading manufacturer of high-performance bowling equipment. Be sure to visit your local VIP Pro Shop to pick up your new Storm bowling ball and bowl up a storm. Big thank you to Storm for their continued support here on the PWBA Tour.
I don't think we've talked about this, Aaron, but this would be Gigi's first championship round appearance on the PWBA Tour.
On the national tour, yes.
Yeah.
That is true. She's won a couple of regionals, has had success at that level, but hasn't quite broken through here on the national stage.
It's a big deal.
Just 2 games away. Scores available through 22. And game 4 of this block online, pwba.com. Less than 60 pins separating 3rd through 7th place.
Yeah, it's going to be a fast finish here. Photo finish, maybe.
Taking a look at the scores through 4, specifically for this block. 4 players did not eclipse the 800 mark for 4. 2 of them are in the top 4 right now, which is how it's the scores have tightened up so much here. Gigi at 794, Clara at 772. Gigi games of 198, 207, 181, and 208. So you got the feeling that she's just a hit or two away, or catching the transition a shot or two quicker from kind of putting up a game that kind of put her in a little more comfortable position. Clara had that game in game 4 after 189, 168, and 183 to start, 232 in game 4.
Yeah, but I mean, she's teetering right on the edge. You know, they're like you said, there's a few players that could easily overtake her with just one misstep. And she's, you know, off to a bit of a rough start here in game number 5.
Shannon O'Keefe not going to make the top 4 here, but does continue her streak of consecutive top 12 finishes here to start the 20 and 21 season. The only player to go 5 for 5 so far. As Gigi collects a double.
Yeah, and, you know, Gigi could use a nice game here to give herself a little bit of a breather. You know, you're fighting for your first show. You don't want to have to shoot a big game that last game to hang in there.
Clara, an open to start, a couple spares, strike in the 4th. Diana off to another strong start, as has Shannon. Stephanie clean with a double through 5. Great shot right there. Great shot, Gigi.
It's big time stuff right there. I mean, they're not easy right now. They are rough. Jump over, catch a couple of our other players that are on the cusp. Clara Guerrero takes the 4 off the 7. Wow.
Goodness.
That's a terrible break. Not much good going her way right now.
74 in the 5th.
Oh, and here comes Diana Z with the fist pump. I like it.
258 still out there.
It's like the old Diana Z. Back over to Gigi.
Oh, yikes.
8-10. Wow. She doesn't leave that very often. Clara Guerrero going to be shooting a 3-6 here on lane 25. And she just chopped the 4 off the 7. Ooh, just
almost said it again.
Just enough.
.248 still out there for Pluhowski after the strike in the 8th. She was 59 behind Clara entering this game. Has the potential to make all of that up. A few more good shots down the stretch here.
Oh, look at that.
Let's go, DZ.
I like it.
Clara 232 last game.
You know, we've seen a lot of people in the chat talking about, you know, how come you're not doing match play? Well, this is match play right here. These players going head to head.
Big shot by Clara there. So it's 2-teen out there. Liz Johnson fighting some struggles this game. Still gets to 204 with the last 4, but pacing 180.
Little grabby on that one, DZ, but makeable spare.
GG bounced back with a strike after the 8-10 in the 7th.
Clara has air on this pair. She's got nothing. Got to try to find a way to limit the damage. Give herself a chance with one more game to go. Hope she can land on a better pair.
Big 10th frame coming up for Stephanie Johnson over on (17 and 18). Can still get to 238.
Wow.
Huge swing. 2 O's now without the conversion. That would put her pretty close, right around plus 400 if she was able to get there.
Diana Z jumping up in the 10th, possible 236. And 7-10.
Wow. For 2 players chasing the number right now, those are devastating hits.
That lets Clara breathe a little bit.
Pluhowski now in the 2 teens at least, 220s with 1 more. So she's going to jump to that plus 425 to 435 range.
Wow, Clara feeling pretty good after that strike. She could have lost 70, 80 pins right there, and with a couple of open frames from her chasers, she might get out of this only losing 20 pins.
How about the back half of this game for Gigi?
Yeah, after the 8-10. Nice bounce back with the turkey.
Just to get into the 220s, that would push her north of plus 450.
Nice.
That should give her that.
Ham bone.
Give her that extra room here.
I'm back, by the way.
Yeah. Well,
there's the ham bone.
yeah. I guess she was on a triple, and then that became a ham bone.
She was on a triple. Yes, she was.
Going for the Yahtzee to close out the game.
I've been listening to you guys call this. This is excruciating.
Lot going on.
Need an ibuprofen sponsor.
Diana opened in the 10th for 212. Clara got the first one in the 10th.
That's
That
huge.
puts her in the 180s. Yeah, I mean, 2 frames ago, she's looking at losing 70 or 80 pins, and now she could get out of this just only losing 20.
So Howski 227 is going to make a big jump here. She's going to move into third place. Gigi's north of 450 over.
Yeah, Gigi was in a spot there where she needed a game, and to do what she did the second half of that game, that's pretty good.
One more chat for good measure. That's kind of how that game went there for Clara. 181. It's going to drop her into the plus 390 range. 393. I didn't see what Liz or Stephanie finished with. Stephanie could have maxed out. She picked up that split at 215, so that would have been 380 at most. And then Liz Johnson could have gotten to 204, which would have her at plus 408. I'm not sure if she got those hits in the 10th. So unofficial top 4 at the moment. Kelly, Gigi, Shannon Pluhowski, Liz Johnson, Clara, first player out. Oh, there we go. We got Liz's scores up there now. All right. Let's rework that. That's going to be Clara up by 6. Liz, first player out.
So, Aaron Smith, I'd like for you to do your best Bob Ross impersonation. Paint us a picture here.
Well, Mike, Bowl TV fans, this is the final game of qualifying, round 4 here at the 2021 PWBA Lincoln Open. We've had 23 games on this 46-foot condition. It's proved to be high scoring at times, tricky at others, and challenging throughout. After this game, our top 4, based off of total pinfall for 24 games, will advance to the stepladder finals here tonight on BowlTV.com, 7 p.m. Eastern. Less than 2 hours away. But right now, not everything's decided. That top 4 is not set in stone. So we are going to crunch the numbers, run down the scores. All 12 players available to watch right now. So we'll be jumping back and forth to see who is going to make it. At the moment, we have Kelly Kulik, Gigi Mason, Shannon Pluhowski, Clara Guerrero in the top 4. Liz Johnson, just 6 pins back of the 4th spot. Stephanie Johnson and Diana Z, a big game away from making some noise as well. For our previous cut rounds, though, after 12 games, after 18 games, we've seen the scoring pace go up. We've seen the top performers put together some big games, put themselves in positions to get where they're at right here.
I did have a delivery here. Kelly Kulik leads at plus 562. Gigi Mason plus 459 is in second. In third at plus 434 is Shannon Pluhowski. 393 is Clara Guerrero. 6 pins back, like you said, Liz Johnson. 21 back of Liz Johnson, which is 27 back. I'm sorry, 24 back. No, I was right the first time. 27 back is Stephanie Johnson of the top 4. And then Diana Z is just 1 pin behind Stephanie Johnson at 365. Liz Culkin at plus 344. Julia Bond at plus 343. So 50 pins separate 4th from 9th.
Well, folks, there you have it. We have our paints and our pastels.
Let's get some happy little trees out there.
We'll paint them around our top 4.
M. Klein 1950 in the chat says this is almost like watching the Kentucky Derby, which is getting ready to start here in a little bit.
All right, Bowl TV fans, this is it. This is Game 6, Game 24 overall. We're going to know our top 4 soon. And the great thing for one lucky Bowl TV viewer out there is you're going to get a signed 2021 limited edition PWBA program book.
Oh, Clara almost picked that up.
Signed by our tournament leader, Kelly Kulik. She's going to have a couple of those to sign. Right there, yep. Gray Sharpie. Silver. So we're going to have our final giveaway here in qualifying. Of course, we have a few coming up during the stepladder finals. Be on the lookout for that. But let's go ahead and get that started here shortly so we can start breaking down the numbers here down the stretch. So once again, all you have to do, you'll see the prompt in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen saying the giveaway will begin soon. You'll have a countdown. It'll pop away for a second, and then you'll see another little sign pop up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. Giveaway has begun. Click the Submit Entry button. That's all you got to do. Click on Submit Entry. You'll be entered for a chance to win. One lucky viewer will take that home if you are in full screen mode. We do suggest you take it out so you can see the chat, see the channels, all that stuff. How about after Liz's shot here? We'll get it going. Looking for the double.
Ooh, light mixer.
Never disappoints the fans, Liz Johnson. Getting the giveaway underway.
Tell you what, Stephanie Johnson could sneak in there. She could steal this thing.
They are nasty right now, Mike. They look so tricky.
They don't look like much fun. Head back over and take a look at Clara. She is the number again, everybody. If you're just joining us, she's plus 393 in fourth position. Liz Johnson plus 387. Stephanie Johnson plus 366. And Diana's at plus 365. We've had it ticking across the bottom of your screen there. Trying to bounce around, show you as many shots as we can. Nice shot for Clara. Stephanie Johnson in a spot here. Strike up in the fifth. Chance to get a little string going here. See if she can get the double. Oh,
that's huge. Huge.
258 still out there.
I'll tell you, she shoots 258. She's on the show.
I would probably agree with that, yes.
because they are nasty right now.
We're going to get a shot of Clara here, and then Liz will be up shortly after. Take a look at Clara's shot. She
Liz-
also in a spot here for a double.
Liz is just throwing rockets right now. Ugh.
Here's Liz.
I mean, that was like 15 out to 15.
Congrats to Diane winning the signed PWBA program book. Our marketing team will be reaching out to you soon, early next week, to get that shipped off. And thank you to everybody for participating and being part of the Bowl TV community.
You see the scoreboard over to the left. Diana also with a shot here, 28 pins off the show. Not a very good start here. 82 in the fifth. She's staring at a baby split, but Stephanie Johnson now up in the seventh, looking for a triple here in the middle of the game. This would be big. Oh,
It's just hard to hit the pocket right now.
sure is. Diana picks up the baby split.
I mean, one of those three players shoots 210. That might be enough.
Looks like Liz is going to bowl before Clara. Dasha with a crumbler there. Oh, and Clara with a 4.67.
We'll give her the 2. Drops her max down to 204 with the last 5. Liz staying clean. 2-0 pace.
Well, that was pretty. Just being real nice to it. Liz not being nice to it. She's just firing it.
56% of the Bowl TV audience thinking Liz Johnson going to get the final spot for the show. 22% for Stephanie, 17% for Clara, 5% for Diana.
She just tips that 5 out.
Tournament leader Kelly Kulik just rolling along.
Yeah, just happy she didn't need anything this game. She's
Yep.
like, yeah, I'm just happy I can get out of here.
Looks like Stephanie's going to go first here. On the 3 players we're watching, Clara, Liz, and Stephanie. 9th frame, foundation frame.
Really has to have this one.
Similar to the last shot we saw in that lane.
Yeah, the problem for Stephanie is she's got to go around Liz. She's 21 back, and her and Liz are neck and neck this game.
Pluhowski with the 3-bagger after an open in the 5th, so she's doing what she needs to do.
Liz gets the light mixer. That was
Sure does.
huge.
Sure does. Now here's Clara. Flat 10.
194 max. With good count, Liz Johnson is in the low 2-0s, even if she were to open. So really nothing Clara can do here. Stephanie can get to 217. So Liz is one great shot away here from locking up that 4th spot.
So we'll go Liz first, then Stephanie.
Good count should lock it up.
Pretty good. Right in the 1-3. Exactly what you wanted to do there. Stephanie strikes in the 10th, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
No, it's not. It's over. Liz is your number 4 seed.
So how about this for a top 4, folks? Kelly Kulik, Gigi Mason, Shannon Pluhowski, and Liz Johnson. Going to be coming to you live here from bowltv.com, 6 p.m. Eastern. A little less than 90 minutes bowling for the title at the 2021 PWBA Lincoln Open.
It's a pretty great show. 2 legends and 2 Huskers.
Well put. 2 legends and 2 Huskers.
Gigi making her first championship round appearance on the national tour after a pair of regional wins.
That's a big deal. Big deal. First show for Gigi.
She's got a single pin up right now. That's still important that she makes that, and she appears to have done so. She was up a 25 on Pluhowski, and Shannon could get to 212 this game. Now 202, so Gigi will be the 2 seed. Shannon 3, and how about that from practice day a couple days ago, Mike? Liz Johnson finding a way to put herself in position for title number 25 on the PWBA Tour.
Yeah, she had to play a little further left than what I thought on the practice day. I thought she'd be a little further out towards the right, but she played them right this entire week. 24 games of qualifying, and Liz makes it into the show. She told us her goal was to win title number 25 on the PWBA Tour for her birthday, which is tomorrow. So she's got one opportunity, and that's tonight. But she's in the show. She's got a chance. And if you remember, JT and Aaron, back in Arlington, she made a show and lost in the first match and wasn't too happy about that. Just a little bit earlier this season.
It's against Jillian Martin, the ITRC Classic. Dominant performance, though, by Kelly Kulik here. Back-to-back weeks making the show. Third place finish at the Twin Cities Open, and now a top seed, 1 win away from claiming her 7th PWBA Tour title and first since 2017.
Her opponent in the opening match from number 3 seed from Dayton, Ohio, Shannon Plahowski. The winner of that match will go on to face our number 2 qualifier from Cranston, Rhode Island, Gigi Mason. Her opponent in the opening match from number 3 seed from Dayton, Ohio, Shannon Plahowski. The winner of that match will face our tournament leader from Union, New Jersey, USBC Hall of Famer Kelly Kulick. All right, ladies and gentlemen, those are the top 4 finalists for our live BoldTV.com stepladder finals of the 2021 PWBA Lincoln Open. Ladies, congratulations to all of you. Please add up those score sheets, turn them into the tournament calendar. Hall of Famer Kelly Kulick. Transport is open.
Folks, there's your top 4. Kelly Kulick, Gigi Mason, Shannon Pluhowski, Liz Johnson, coming to you live here on BoldTV.com.
Ladies, congratulations to all of you. Please add up
7 p.m. Eastern, 6 local time in Lincoln. About 80 minutes away. And folks, we will have a pregame show like last week. Going to have the Hall of Famer Carolyn Dorn-Ballard joining us once again, just like last week. But right now, we're going to talk to another Hall of Famer, Liz Johnson.
Woo.
Joining us. Liz, congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Talk about how
Looking at Mike.
Talk about how brutal it got, that final block, especially down the stretch. That looked tough from where we were sitting at.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was, I just started with the ball that I finished with, because that was kind of my go-to the last 2 days. And that was something I was comfortable with, and just got in a little spot like 13, 14, 15, and just try to make the shots. I mean, try to hit the 1-3 pocket and fill the frames. And fortunately, I didn't have a lot of opens the 6 games, and had a couple breaks here and there, and just put everything together, and fortunately slid into the 4th spot.
Now, looking ahead to the step ladder, going to be facing off against Shannon on the left side the first game. So what are the things you think you can do to this pattern, kind of in that first game in the practice to set yourself up for a long run through the step ladder and claim title number 25?
Just try to get comfortable, just try to make the shots and just try to get comfortable where I'm at. And, one shot and one game at a time. And right now, just bowl 10 frames and make the best shots I can.
Liz, you're looking good out there. I just got to say, you look great out there.
You
got this birthday coming up. It's tomorrow, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
The first question is, you got some business to take care of here tonight.
Yeah.
But if the stars were to align and you were to execute tonight just beautifully and get the breaks that you need, and you were to run this ladder, are we having a party tonight? Are we going out tonight?
I don't know about that, but I may have something maybe afterwards, whatever. But definitely.
Okay.
I think as we talked before, the goal for me was number 25 before I hit 47. So that's the goal still. But I'm glad to make it here, and I'm very proud of myself for hanging in there this last day, because today started off a little rough. And again, I'm just happy to get it to 4th.
No tour last year because of COVID-19. You've already made one show, in case people haven't forgotten, and you lost to a young Jillian Martin. You're looking for a little redemption tonight here?
I'm just, I'm glad to make it to the top 4, and, just looking forward to the extended play, and, we'll see what happens. Just bowl the best I can, and that's all I can do, right?
That's all you can do. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm proud of you. I'm glad that you were able to accomplish all of your goals thus far. You still have some more work to do. We're going to be rooting for you here tonight, and it should be a great show. You've got a great group of counterparts that you're going to have to run a pretty tough ladder here tonight.
Yep. It's going to be a good show.
All right, Liz, we'll let you start getting ready. We'll see you on Bowl TV in just a little bit. But congratulations on making the stepladder finals here in Lincoln.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Mike, there we have it. Liz Johnson, the 4 seed, she'll be taking on Shannon Pluhowski, who just brought a national title home to the land of Lincoln for the Nebraska Cornhuskers as the assistant coach of that team. We just saw her walk right past you, past your right shoulder there. The winner of that match takes on Gigi Mason, who's making her national championship round appearance debut. Looking for that first career national tour title, has won on the regional circuit, looking for that first one. But if she's able to get through that semifinal match, Kelly Kulik awaiting in the wings, our top seed. Dominant performance from Kelly this week, and 1 win away from her first win on PWBA tour since 2017.
Every player has a story in the field, right? Always. We always have stories for all of them. They all have great stories. But tonight, what you just recapped there, the 4 players that we have tonight, no matter who wins, it's an incredible story. You know, Gigi Mason, she might be the most noticeable bowler out there because she's been on primetime game shows. Ellen's game show. She was interviewed by I believe it was Robin Roberts. I mean, she's been out in the media promoting bowling over the last few years, right? And right here, another Cornhusker, right? And you got Shannon Pluhowski, who's just been waiting to do something big out here on this tour, and here she is. You know, she's made it in there. You know, not a lot of traffic on the left side of the lane. So you got a lefty story. You got Kelly Kulik, who we didn't even know if she was going to come out and bowl a lot this year. Now she's made back-to-back shows, right? So she's kind of got the hot hand. Man, it's going to be a good one. And then, of course, Liz, who called it out earlier, Mike, I'd like to win title 25 before my 47th birthday. I didn't say 47 all week. She said it tonight, so now I can say it. It's going to be a great one.
Absolutely. And big thank you to everybody for joining us here throughout the course of the week. As we said, I'm looking at my watch right now. Our start time is for bowling for score 7 p.m. Eastern. So we're about 65 minutes away from that. About an hour from now, though, we will kick off with our pregame show. CDB is going to be joining us for that. So you know what we got to do? We got to get prepared for this TV show. We got to get out of here. So, folks, thank you again for joining us here. Mike, who are we thanking for all this?
Yeah, Aaron, first of all, I want to thank you guys first, you and JT, for being awesome on the air with us here. I really enjoyed this weekend with you guys. And, of course, we want to thank the BPAA and the BPAA board. We want to thank the USBC and the USBC board. We want to thank these great players for providing the entertainment for all of us to watch here across 5 different channels here on Bowl TV. We also want to thank Kegel, who is the official lane maintenance supplier. I see Doug Dukes. He's oiling the championship pair right now. And, of course, all the folks that have been watching on Bowl TV, we call them the best fans here, and they certainly are. So thanks, Bowl TV community, for being there with us. And remember, on bowltv.com, bowling lives here. We'll see you tonight for the stepladder final. You're not going to miss it. We'll see you later, everybody.